Good morning. It's early morning. It's 7:15 on a Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I think it's May 7. You can check me and let me know later. Another rainy morning today. However, good news. May 7. The frost is out, I believe. I just noticed one of our upstairs doors, it needs to be taken off and trimmed a little anyway because it's kind of a overly tight fit. However, the latch has not been latching all winter long. Not a big deal. It fits tight anyway. It doesn't swing open or anything. But I just noticed it latches. And our front porch door, our storm door on the outside of the porch, has been out of square a little bit this winter. You kind of have to pull it up to get it to shut tight on the bottom. It's shutting tight on its own now. So something has settled since yesterday, May 7th. And the frost is finally out, I believe. We have big ponds out here on our side yard right now. The ducks were there this morning. And just about sunset last night, or a little beyond sunset maybe, I saw a big deer come out. I only saw one. Usually they travel 3, 4, 5 at a time, and there may have been more, but I may have only seen the last one. She, it was a good-sized deer, and there was a big pickup truck coming up the street. He was far enough down. He saw it and he slowed down, and it went across before he got up here. But wildlife is constantly moving around. The ducks were, like maybe I said that, the ducks were out here this morning. They're not out there right now, but they've gotten a little skittish in the last few days. A couple of weeks ago they were coming right up to us for food, and now if we go out with food they kind of wander off. I don't know why, but it's wildlife. It's nature. The trees are turning green. There's some little leaves coming. It's that time of year for us here in Maine. And let's see, what else is going on? Our 2 youngest grandchildren will be here probably in a half hour or so. We're getting now near the end of Tom Sawyer. We've been reading through Tom Sawyer, 1 chapter a day, 2 days a week. And we'll finish up this week. Today and tomorrow are the last couple of chapters of Tom Sawyer. He and Becky were lost in the cave. And it was funny, we watched an old movie last night on TV, Rambo, the First Blood. I think it was the first of the Rambo series, and I don't think we'd ever seen that one. It was Sylvester Stallone, obviously. And he was lost, well, he was in a mine. He had been trapped in a mine, and he found himself something to make a torch with and followed the flame and found a way out. It reminded me of Tom Sawyer. You know, it's like if you don't, and there again, Tom and Becky just had candles in there, and they ran out of candles, and they were in the dark, and I'd forgotten that part of the story. There's a lot of Tom Sawyer I'd forgotten since I read it last 100 years ago. But fun stuff. Forrest has gotten, our grandson, 11-year-old grandson, has gotten to the point where he's following the story well enough so he can anticipate what the next surprise is going to be. And so he and I are kind of following it along like that. And he said, I knew that was going to happen. I said, I kind of thought it was going to happen too. So it's kind of cool that he's following the story like that. He's quite the thinker. Yeah, we paid our insurance, car insurance. We got a little mandatory car insurance. Insurance went up $200, a little over $200 this year. So we kind of trimmed back something that we didn't really need. And so it only went up $50 or so. Can't win with this stuff. Hopefully things will turn around. Somehow. I don't know how when you're on Social Security and a couple of little tiny pensions. Not much you can do. But have a good day, folks. I plan to.